Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're continuing our series in the brand new Player's Handbook, talking about the subclasses that we find within. There are a lot of subclasses that have been revamped, reworked, and some that have basically remained unchanged, but then there's a couple that are brand new. New to this book, new to D&D, at least 5th edition. And today we're talking about one of those, the Druid subclass, the Circle of the Sea. Yes, we have Druids of the moon and the stars, and of all the different kinds of land, but we had to have ones representing the oceans, and the seas of the world, and all the nature magic that lives within the powerful waters. And yeah, there's a lot to discuss with this brand new subclass, but before we get into the details, I'd like to let you know Relaxed Fantasy Review has memberships. For just $1 a month, you can support me here on YouTube and get a couple benefits. First, you get a little badge next to your name in the comments, letting folks know you're a supporter. Also, you get early access to my videos. I upload videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I upload them a day early for members only. And finally, the channel has a community Discord, which is completely free for everyone to join, but members specifically get access to the VIP room, letting them talk directly to me about potential future videos and the like. If any of this sounds interesting to you, you can click the join button. It's just down there next to the subscribe button. And if it doesn't interest you, that's fine too. Like I said, the Discord's free. Liking and subscribing is a wonderful way to support me. So thanks for watching my content here on YouTube. So, the subclasses have received a bit of a change, and now all classes get their subclasses at level 3. This includes Druids. Used to be level 2, now it's level 3. So, at level 3, when you choose the Circle of the Sea, you get a couple things. The first you get is an expanded spell list, the Circle of the Sea spells. These are always prepared for you, don't count against your spells known. And yeah, you get a free cantrip, Ray of Frost, which is a great one. Some nice first level spell, Fog Cloud, Shatter is in there, Lightning Bolt. You even get Ice Storm and Conjure Elemental later on. It's a solid list with some pretty decent spells in there. I give the whole thing 8 out of 10. Then you get your Wrath of the Sea. This is an alternative use for your wild shape, which most druids have, rather than turning into a beast, which you still can do if you want to. Instead, you can use a bonus action and expend a use of your wild shape to manifest a 5-foot emanation. So a 5-foot aura. It just basically fills all the spaces that directly surround you. It lasts for 10 minutes. You can dismiss it, no action required, or if you're incapacitated, it goes away, but otherwise it lasts for 10 minutes. When you manifest it, and as a bonus action on subsequent turns, you can choose another creature in the emanation. They must succeed on a con save against your spell save DC, or take cold damage. And if the target is large or smaller, they are pushed 15 feet away from you. Now, the damage is a number of d6s equal to your wisdom modifier, meaning that if you're a well-built druid that has a 16 in their wisdom at this point, that's 3d6 damage and a 15-foot push against a con save. Now, con saves are tricky. They are the strongest save in the game to target, and it does take a bonus action to do it, but it also happens when you summon it. So if you don't necessarily want to do this, but then you get surrounded, you can, summon this up and then handle foes by pushing them away from you and doing damage to them. It would be nice if this was a passive thing, like you didn't need to use your bonus action, like if a creature entered the emanation, they had to make the save or take the damage, kind of like a Spirit Guardian sort of thing, but it's not. It only happens on your turn with your bonus action. Still, a battlefield control that keeps you safe, does damage, and only takes wild shape. There's no concentration involved in this, so you can still concentrate on something else. I think this is a solid power. I'd probably use this more often than wild shape, in combat, at least. So I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. A very good use for wild shape in combat. Now, level 6 rolls along, and you get your next feature, Aquatic Affinity. Firstly, the size of the emanation from Wrath of the Sea increases by to 10 feet instead of 5. So now you have an emanation that actually surrounds loads of area around you. And because you designate the creature that you're going to target it with, you can ignore your allies. They aren't affected by this. Also, you gain a swimming speed equal to your normal speed. Weirdly, you don't gain water breathing, but that's a ritual spell, so whatever, it's probably not a big deal. So yeah, you increase the reach of this emanation, which is fantastic, and you get the swim speed to boot. That's 10 out of 10 territory for me. Now, at level 10, you get the power Stormborn. The Wrath of the Sea grants a couple more benefits. Firstly, when you have Wrath of the Sea active, and remember, it lasts for 10 minutes, so this is something you can use in and out of combat, you gain a flying speed. So now the storm doesn't just surround you with water and swim speed, and you actually can take off from the ground like a hurricane and fly around the battlefield. And since the Wrath of the Storm is an emanation that comes from you, it can affect creatures 10 feet below you as well. Not to mention, you can knock creatures away that approach you in midair. And when it's active, you gain resistance to 3 damage types: cold, lightning, and thunder. All of them solid. Obviously, enemies don't tend to do elemental damage unless they are specific to that type, dragons, elementals, that sort of thing. But 3 damage resistances and a fly speed is a massive buff at level 10. I give this 10 out of 10 as well. Then, finally, at level 14, you gain the power Oceanic Gift. You can choose when you manifest your Wrath of the Sea aura, instead of putting it around you can put it around someone else. Imagine putting this on your barbarian or something. This would be a crazy thing to throw on a tanky frontline character, because they use their bonus action to activate it, but they use your spell save DC and wisdom modifier for the power of it. So it works both ways. And if you really want, you can manifest the emanation around both you and another creature. You have to use 2 uses of Wild Shape to do this, so it's a little more resource intensive. But imagine for a moment throwing this around your ground-based, frontliner and yourself as you go up into the sky and start hitting people with lightning bolts. Or for that matter, throw it around the wizard, so the 2 of you can go up in the air and start casting lightning bolts. It's a fantastic buff to the power. Once again, we're building on the base part of the class. I love it. It's another 10 out of 10. Overall, this is a solid subclass that honestly benefits from a fantastic use of Wild Shape, an emanation power that just grows in size and power, granting you flight, damage resistance, even protecting your allies if you choose to do it at later levels. The spell list it gives you is good, not amazing, but still solid. Yeah, I think that overall, this is a very, very high 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. The initial Wrath of the Sea that you get at level 3 isn't the most powerful thing I've seen. It's okay, it's not great. The spell list is also not that great. Once you get to level 6, though, you're in a good place. And then level 10 and beyond is when this Druid sings. You got to get there, though. You got to work through those early levels. I think that it is, like, if it had one more solid spell, or the Wrath of the Sea power at level 3 was just a tiny bit better, we'd be dealing with 10 out of 10, and I'd have no complaints. Be that as it may, I'm going to give this the highest of 9 out of 10 rankings. It is absolutely a powerful class. I enjoy it. I think that it will last you throughout the game. It just keeps giving you more as you keep going. And yeah, 9 out of 10, very pleased. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below. Have a look for the join button down there, and keep your eyes peeled for more subclass reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.